You already know the vibes, it's Bird Gang or Die. I'm Champion Rory, and today we have a discussion video that's going to be talking about the newest changes to Pokemon Unite. So as you guys know, just recently the game got updated. Today is March 14th. I believe Duraludon is supposed to be coming out today, and that's pretty cool. But with an update comes some buffs and some nerfs to characters, and I just kind of wanted to go over some of these buffs and nerfs to the characters just to let everybody out there know basically what they're going to be dealing with in the latest patch of Pokemon Unite. So some characters got hit harder than others. I definitely think there's some smaller points to who got changed in this, but I definitely also think that there are some changes to some characters that are probably going to make them a lot stronger in the game. So actually I wanted to go over the things that are a bit more irrelevant first, and then we're going to talk about some of the characters that I think got hit pretty hard this patch. Let's go on ahead and get started with it. So there were 4 Pokemon that I feel received the most minor changes from this latest update. Those 4 Pokemon were Blastoise, Zeraora, Lucario, and Aegislash. Each of them got something changed about their kit, but I'm not exactly sure if what got changed about their kit is going to make them any more viable than they were before. They just seem to be minor changes that are going to improve quality of life for the characters. Starting off with Blastoise, the move Rapid Spin got a move upgrade. That's all the patch notes say. So, you know, like I said, this is pretty new. If anybody has any information about what they mean by the move got upgraded, you know, let everybody else know in the comment section if you could. So for Lucario, the damage dealt to opposing Pokemon from the move Close Combat was decreased. So I guess, you know, Lucario got hit with a small nerf. I don't really think that's going to change how he plays as a character for real. I feel like he's probably still going to be just about as strong as he was before, because they only really changed one thing. It was Close Combat. Lucario's got plenty. I feel like Lucario still has plenty in his kit that, you know, if Close Combat didn't get nerfed that hard, Lucario's still probably going to be where he is. It feels like it's very minor to me. Zeraora's Volt Switch got a damage increase to opposing Pokemon. So, you know, Zeraora is going to have just a bit more damage in his kit than previously, so that's really the only change that Zeraora had. For Aegislash, all they really did was fix a bug that affected the area of effect of his move Sacred Sword. So basically, you know, if there was a bug for Sacred Sword before and, you know, the area of effect wasn't as good, now it is, and Aegislash, you know, he's fixed. There's really nothing that really changed about him. I don't really think he's much stronger because of that, unless the area of effect mattered that much. But those were some very minor changes to those characters. Next, I wanted to go ahead and talk about some of the nerfs that happened with the recent patch. I think a lot of like strong characters got kind of nerfed in this patch. I think the strongest character that got nerfed in the patch was Hoopa, but I feel like people kind of expected that to happen, honestly. So basically the things that happened to Hoopa specifically in this patch was that Hoopa's Shadow Ball got decreased damage, so he's not going to be doing as much damage with Shadow Ball. The cooldown length on Hyperspace Hole actually got increased, so basically, you know, it's going to take longer to use Hyperspace Hole. In his Unbound form, or Confined as these notes say over here, which is kind of odd. I was pretty sure it was called Hoopa Unbound, but you know, do what you gotta do, I guess. With Hoopa's Unbound form, his basic attack, the damage dealt to opposing Pokemon also got decreased, so you know he's not doing as much damage there either. And Hyperspace Fury also got decreased damage, so Hoopa basically does not do the damage he was doing before, which I feel like that's kind of fair. He's a support character. I don't know if he needed to do damage like he was doing before. I used to get kind of murked with Hoopa, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, but you know, that's cool for him or whatever. And you know, shout out everybody who's had nightmares about that character since it released. Another character that I think got hit pretty hard this patch with some nerfs was Greedent. My boy Greedent got nerfed pretty bad, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So it was more so that his basic attacks from when he's playing as Squavit, I feel like when he's as Squavit he got nerfed for that one more than anything. But he still got nerfed as a whole, I think. So basically, like his base movement speed stat got nerfed, so he, you know, it got decreased. So he's gonna be a little bit slower in game. And so tackle, the cooldown on tackle got lengthened, which means you won't be able to use it as often. And I think tackle was pretty strong. Honestly, the last couple of days when I was playing Greedent, I feel like I was able to do a lot with tackle that I really shouldn't have been able to do. I was kind of like running through some people with that move. And so that's kind of, you know, that's kind of fair, I suppose, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Greedent needed that. You know what I mean? It might be a kind of harsh nerf. We're not sure yet. I mean, he doesn't have tackle, but half the game anyways. So Greedent's defense curl also got nerfed. The effects on the user were weakened, basically meaning that, you know, maybe the defense curl does something, but it doesn't do as much as it did before. So, you know, be wary when using those moves with Greedent now, because he's probably not as strong as he was before. I don't think Eldegoss got nerfed as hard as some of the other characters we've looked at so far, but Eldegoss definitely still got nerfed in a way that I think is probably going to matter if you use these moves. I don't play Eldegoss, but as, you know, somebody just reporting on this, y'all Eldegoss players should probably know about this, is that Gengar got weakened, and that Eldegoss Unite move also, the Unite move charge rate was increased. I'm not exactly sure if that means that it's going to take longer for it to charge, or if it's going to take less time for it to charge. But the way I'm interpreting it, I'm going to assume that that means that it's going to take longer to charge, so Eldegoss doesn't get his Unite move as often as he used to, which is definitely a nerf. So Kramer also received some nerfs with this patch, which is kind of wild to me, but honestly Kramer does a lot of damage from what I see. And you know, even though I've heard recently that people don't really use Kramer in competitive play like that, but I still think Kramer is like kind of a menace to, you know, people who just play the game regularly, and he does a lot of damage in my opinion. But the damage on dive got decreased for Kramer, so now Kramer is not going to do as much damage with that move. If y'all were running dive, just remember that it's not as strong as it was before, but I'm sure you'll probably figure it out anyways, you know. Also, air slash's cooldown got lengthened, so you know it's going to take longer for you to use air slash when you're playing in game. You're going to feel that, and you know it's probably not going to be as solid of an option as it was before for you. But at the same time, you know, who can really tell, because these could be very minor changes that Kramer received, and it could probably not even be as bad as people think it is. Because like I said before, Kramer really doesn't get a lot of play anyways from what I've seen other people say. So yeah, you know, take that as you will, but Kramer still received some small nerfs in this patch. Moving on to some changes for Pokemon that I thought were positive for some players out there. Gengar actually received some pretty interesting changes to himself, as a matter of fact. So basically for Gengar, they adjusted the amount of stat increase you get upon leveling up to his special attack. I'm not sure if that is a nerf, because the way that it's written, it doesn't really say rather he gets more special attack per level up or if he gets less. All it says is that they adjusted it. So essentially we're probably just gonna have to figure that out. You know, his special attack is different now. It's different now when he levels up. But the damage dealt to opposing Pokemon got increased by, I'm gonna say, his boosted attack. I don't know, these patch notes are kind of awkward to read, but that's basically what it's saying is, you know, he does more damage to opposing Pokemon and his special attack stat was adjusted. That one kind of leaves me very confused, so you know, let me know how y'all feel about Gengar down in the comment section after this recent patch. And yeah, a character that I think got hit pretty nicely in this patch is Serena. So I know we all so when Serena first came out, I thought Serena was a menace to society. I really hated playing against it because it was like 1v5ing my team every single game. But then Serena got nerfed, and I really don't see as much Serena as I used to. So now Serena has been buffed once again. I believe she was nerfed before, but yeah, she's been buffed once again, and that's cool. So basically what happened is now Serena has got some stat increases. Her Trop Kick does more damage to Pokemon than it used to, and the cooldown is reduced, so that's actually going to be a lot stronger. I'm going to guess that people are going to run that more often now. And the damage dealt from Stomp also got increased, and Stomp is a funny move I see that Serena used, so that's really cool for her. Serena got some buffs in the game, and so maybe we'll see a bit more Serena gameplay now. The effects on Trevenant's Woodhammer have been strengthened against opposing Pokemon, and the move's HP decrease has been weakened. I'm not really sure what that second point means about the move's HP decrease being weakened. Somebody can explain that to me in the comment section. But yeah, the effects on opposing Pokemon were strengthened, so I'm assuming that using Woodhammer is gonna, you know, immobilize Pokemon for probably a little bit longer than before. And you know, it also definitely does like reposition them, so that's also pretty cool. And Trevenant's Pain Split, the effects on opposing Pokemon were strengthened, and this move's movement speed increase has also been strengthened. So Pain Split is just a better move to use entirely with this. You know, you'll be able to follow people easier because when you use the move, you have more movement speed, and you know, the effects of it are also stronger. So that's just a better move altogether. We'll see how Trevenant plays after this patch. I'm not really sure if he's going to be any more viable than he was before. I don't really know if that's the problems that were sticking out for people, but you know, Trevenant definitely got some love this patch. Decidueye. So this character actually got some really interesting changes, and I actually was excited for Decidueye getting these changes because one of my friends plays this character, so he might actually feel a bit happier about playing Decidueye now. I know Decidueye probably wasn't the best character in the game or nothing before, but he got some love this patch, and so that's really cool. What happened for Decidueye is that his damage dealt from Spirit Shackle got increased, so now he's doing more damage with his Spirit Shackle, and his Unite move, Knock Knock, the damage for that also got increased, so he'll be doing more damage with his Unite move. So now he probably is going to feel a bit more like an attacker, probably like he should. So we'll see if, you know, these changes to Decidueye make him any stronger to play. If not, you know, he might still just be a stronger Pokemon in general. He might even just be more fun that way because he might just have more power. So the only two Pokemon that are left in this patch that actually got some changes were Alolan Ninetails and Mr. Mime. So Mr. Mime actually got some very, very interesting changes. He's got like a whole book of them, honestly. Like this is a very long notes for Mr. Mime, so they were really looking at this character this patch. I guess he did have a few problems, I don't know, but he got looked at a lot. And Alolan Ninetails also got some adjustments to some of her moves as well. We're gonna go over Alolan Ninetails first because that one is a little bit shorter. So basically the boosted attack controls for Alolan Ninetails got adjusted, and Alolan Ninetails is a move, Aurora Veil, got some changes. So the move has been changed so that the user leaps to the designated location and creates an aurora around itself that reduces the damage received by the user and ally Pokemon in the area of effect. While the user is inside this aurora, its movement speed is increased and its basic attacks become boosted attacks. These boosted attacks restore the user's HP when they deal damage. So Alolan Ninetails kind of got, you know, an interesting change with this patch. I'm not exactly sure how much better this is going to make the character, but Aurora Veil doing what it does, you know, you might get a little bit more usage out of it at this point. It might seem a bit more worthwhile than one of her other options. And Mr. Mime definitely got some love this patch. I'm not exactly sure if this is good stuff or bad stuff yet, because I actually haven't read Mr. Mime's. It was so long, I just wanted to like skim over it before I made this video. But so Mr. Mime got some changes to Guard Swap, Confusion, and Psychic. So Confusion actually got nerfed. It doesn't do as much damage as it used to, but Psychic got the controls adjusted, so I'm assuming, you know, Psychic might run a little bit smoother when you're trying to use it. But the most interesting change that I think happened in this patch was that change to Guard Swap. So we're gonna read over this right fast. It says it's changed so that Guard Swap now creates a link between the user and the Pokemon this move hits, swapping the user's defense and special defense stats with those of the Pokemon it's linked with. If the linked Pokemon is an opposing Pokemon, this move deals damage over time and it decreases its movement speed while also increasing the user's movement speed. If the linked Pokemon is an ally Pokemon, this move increases the movement speed of that Pokemon and the user. Okay, so that's actually not that bad. Okay, he's looking so far from what I'm reading, that's not bad though, for real. That seems pretty supporting, you know, and Mr. Mime is a support character, but it actually seems like really not a bad get up so far with Guard Swap. That seems pretty good, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know, I guess it really just depends. The link will disappear if the user and the linked Pokemon are too far apart, or if the user attempts to target another Pokemon, or by some other type of factor, you know, maybe like death or something, or getting knocked out, you know, then the link disappears. But basically that's kind of how Mr. Mime got changed. Guard Swap actually got a very interesting change. So now when you use Guard Swap, I don't really know how Guard Swap was used before, but now when you use it, you know, maybe this kind of stuff will help Mr. Mime be a better character. Again, these are a lot of these characters that got changed in this patch are characters I don't play, so do not shoot the messenger. I'm literally just reporting on this because it's something we all need to know when playing this game. And the craziest thing about this patch that happened, guys, was that Slow Smoke got nerfed. I'm hurt, guys. I'm hurt. I was memeing Slowsmoke so much for the last week on stream, and I'm really hurt that it got nerfed. The cooldown on Slowsmoke has been lengthened, so you can't use it as often, and the effects of it have been weakened, meaning it is not as good as it was before. We will see what that is like in this latest patch. I'm probably about to play some Unite right after I finish posting this video, but that's crazy to me. With that being said though, guys, that's basically all of the changes that happened with this patch. So take those as you will and continue to play the game and see how, you know, the meta forms around these new changes. Duraludon is coming out today. I'm pretty sure it is the 14th. So yes, I'm pretty sure Duraludon's coming out today. Let me know how you guys feel about him, and let me know how you guys feel about these new patches that came out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching.